What's happening, everyone? So we're using this instead. For one, it looks nicer, and it seems to hold up a lot better in the heat than this thing does. As much as this is a good machine, how do I put it? It's not quite powerful enough for this room. With the heat gain of this room, the fact that the central doesn't really cover this room very well, and like the doors usually open throughout the day. And with the higher, like if I have the window open at night and I wake up and it's like 80 degrees in here, it'll take like several hours for us to get it down to where I want it to be, if it even gets it there. Not this one though. And for what this thing's really freaking quiet. My big complaint with this machine is how heavy it is, and also just how big it is for a 5000. I mean, look how freaking far out that thing sticks out. It almost sticks out further than the Kenmore. Like, I definitely don't feel super, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, I'm not super confident in the window being able to hold it, but it hasn't really moved at all in the, like, half a week it's been in for, so it's probably fine. I'm sure y'all probably want your informations, but yeah, like I said, there is central AC in this house, but it doesn't cover this room very well. Unless it's cooler out like it is today. It's about 75 out, which isn't too bad considering it's been in the upper 80s and the 90s lately. See, even here, it's like 70 in here. Especially due to this vent being way in the corner here. And that vent over there not really working. I need to clean this filter. It's pretty nasty. There's the information. 5P2 MY, MV, I'm not sure. I think it's an MY though. 5.2 the amps. 555 watts over 555. I can't really see it, but it does say 5000 BTUs. It does use R22. And I know the manufacture date's on here somewhere, but I can't remember where exactly it says it. Oh yeah, right down there you can kind of see it says R22. Right inside there, that little thing there. Which means the manufacture date's probably down there too. Tell you what, let's get that front grill off. The nicest thing about this thing, pretty much the entire machine uses the same like screws. Like sometimes they have flatheads, although sometimes they don't. I think the same bit fits it though. Yeah. Which is really nice when servicing it. You don't have to change the bit at all. Just use this 1/4 inch socket, and it works on pretty much every screw on this machine. UL listed room air conditioner, R22. What the heck is this manufacture date? I know I've seen it on here. Serial number kind of shows that it might have been made in 86, maybe? I don't know, I'm not too good with that kind of stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I could have swore there was a manufacture date on here. The inside of the machine's all like black. I'm guessing they painted the styrofoam black. I don't think... I do think that it is factory like that. I don't think that's like mold. Mold would not be pitch black like that. It would be like... First of all, you'd smell it. As somebody who used to live in a house full of mold, trust me, I know. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to mold. But also, like, yeah, you would smell it. But also, it would have like almost like a greenish look to it as well. Anyways, let me get this back on. Alright, we'll leave the front grill off. Let's do fan only, local. It's really, really quiet. Matter of fact, I go back over here. And you can't even, it's super quiet. So that's low, going to high. And again, not very loud. Let's try and fix this. One of my favorite things about this machine is that you can't even hear the compressor start up at first. At least when it's on high anyways. Which for the most part is what it's running at. You see, now you can hear it. It's getting cold now. I suspect this machine does not have a completely full charge. It has been like this since I got it last spring. But it's been holding up pretty good. The front grill is shaking a bit. Has a Matsushita compressor. It's definitely blowing freezing cold out of there. Well, on this side anyways, not so much on the other side. Seems to be a pretty common theme with these machines. They get cold on one side at first, but just on the one side at first. And then eventually they get cold all the way through. Even with compressor on and everything, just listen to that. Listen how quiet that is. Can't even hear that thing running. That thing is so quiet. That thing's quieter than most 5000 BTUs made today. You don't get quality like this anymore. Amana will never be what it used to be. It's blowing cold out both sides now. Still blowing colder out this side though. That Matsushita is so quiet from the inside. On the outside it's actually pretty audible, but when you're inside, you can't even hear that thing running. It's actually quite impressive. Here, get both of them in shot. Before I run that again, I do want to take it apart and service the fan motor. I also want to drill a drain hole. And depending how much rust in there, I may end up repainting the base pan with some Rust-Oleum. Although I did look inside the machine a little bit from the outside, it didn't seem to be all that bad. Then again, those are some famous last words for a lot of people with their air conditioners. They look inside from the outside and they're like, oh, it's not that bad, and then they open up and it's horrible. That's so quiet. The interesting thing is that most of the fan sound is actually the indoor fan. It's probably part of the reason why this machine is so quiet is that the condenser fan is like inaudible for most part. Like if you go back to that video at the old house where I had this installed in the foyer, and I got a close shot of it from the outside, you'll know what I mean by the fact that it's super quiet on the outside, minus the compressor. This is a great machine, and those Matsushitas are some of the best rotary compressors. I do believe this one was made in Japan. A mixture of Japanese quality and American quality. You don't see this kind of quality anymore. I'm gonna cut the compressor off and you're not even gonna be able to hear it cut off. Listen to that. Couldn't even hear it. Definitely like one of my favorite units.